How did you find this town?
Just looking at places, interesting places that were giving that program where they had the free, not free, but house for $1.50 or €1, whatever it is. And I found it that way and looked into it, looked at where it was. So it's situated kind of on the southern side of Italy.
Very close to Africa.
Very, like 80. I think it's like 100 kilometers from Tunisia.
You could be receiving refugees.
I could. You could. You could.
One could.
If one could obtain a large edifice, you could have rooms for the refugees.
You could become the Italian coyote.
And all especially right. In the suburbs. All right, let's go.
Right.
Yeah, here we are.
No, Chris, did you push record?
Yes. The
Hey, Chris. Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Did you get that stuff I talked about?
Thanks for being here, everyone. Hopefully, we've answered all your questions of whether we've started the show or not, or push record. We are recording. Yeah.
All right.
So we're actually, like if you follow our show, if not, we're all expats. Steve's our most recent expat. Just moved home to the United States from Guardia, San Fermundi.
See?
And Mike and I we did Rome and Naples. So Steve also lived in Naples for a while. And
yep.
We have a pretty good,
everywhere.
All over Italy. So our expertise is in Italy, Italy. Right. So we talk a lot about Italia, good homes you can buy for cheap. Yeah. Because I know a lot of people are interested in getting out of Dodge, going somewhere where their Social Security will last a bit longer than it does here in the United States of America. And Italy is a good place to go.
Yeah,
so
Italy's
the inside scoop on a special little village in Sicily.
Yeah, I like Sicily mainly because it's very moderate. The climate's pretty moderate. I mean, Mussomeli is the name of the town, and I think it's about an hour from the southern coast of Italy. And its elevation, I think it's about 800 or 900 meters above sea level. So you get a cooler winter. It's a little bit cooler than the coastal areas, which when you're right on the Med, it's very temperate. But this is a little bit up in the hills, and it's a town of about 10,000. And the reason why I found it was they had that offer. They have a lot of like empty. This is happening in Japan. It's happening in Italy, different places. Ireland, yeah. A lot of these small towns are just literally dying, and it's kind of creating an opportunity for adventurous people that want to go somewhere and try something new. Now, the problem with these small towns is you won't find a lot of English speakers unless there's an expat community there. These are like little, and Mussomeli is isolated. I think they might have bus service, but there's no train service close.
Especially the trains have a hard time going up the mountains.
They have this hard time. It's just like, you got to get those 10,000 Italians to help push you up the hill. The entire town has to come out and push the train up the hill. But anyway, and you guys looked into it. You guys, now Chris has been to Sicily. Stephen, have you been to Sicily?
I have not.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit different. Yeah, we went. Chris and Tom and I, with our parents when we were younger, went to a town called Mondello up by Palermo for a long weekend or a week.
It was a mafia convention holiday.
And that's another thing. These smaller towns, the crime rates are very low. They're safe.
Mm-hmm.
It just they're idyllic in some forms. They're idyllic. In other ways, they're not. You're going to have to learn Italian, and you're going to have to. It's going to be tough integrating, but it's an adventure anyway.
So the good thing, and this is my hindsight.
Mm-hmm.
where we lived in Guardia, there was a fairly good sized expat community.
Right.
So we didn't have to learn Italian. And
Right.
that was actually to our detriment. In hindsight, I would think it would be better to move to a town with the translator. You pretty much are safe. Now, of course, you're assuming when you talk into your phone and it translates. I had a few times where what it was saying didn't make any sense. And the Italians would look at me like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
Because the translator wouldn't work right. But if you're typically you follow the path of least resistance. So if you don't have to learn Italian, you
Right.
won't. But if you have to, you will. And so then if you're immersed in the community, you can speak to the locals, it becomes a whole different world.
Right. Right. And I think that's the benefit. I mean, I think everybody's looking for something different. I think it's interesting because when we were younger, we went to this little town, Licata and Gela, and that area in there is where the Allies landed in 1944 when they were doing the push up through Italy, and they landed the not Africa Corps. They were fighting Africa Corps. They landed in Gela, Licata, that area in there. And when we went through in 1976, I think it looked like they just left the day before. I mean, the town looked ruined.
Sort of like Guardia looks now.
It was really kind of scary and depressing. I don't know if you remember, Chris, going through jail. I remember, and it was like, whoa, this place is dark and weird. So I thought, I probably got the totally wrong impression of Gela. And I watched a couple of videos that Italians had made about the town of Gela, and it's rough. So you really want to do some, checking on the places you want to go or the areas you want to check. Like Gela, people were hopeful about it, but they were saying, yeah, you could find dead bodies in the street. I don't know what was going on, why there were dead bodies in the street, but let's just assume it wasn't good. So anyway, so you want to do a little bit of research on the place.
That could be a good sign that they need a funeral home.
That's right. I guess if you just, I guess it was a situation where like the Monty Pythons bring out your dead. You could just leave them out there, a car to come by and pick them up. I don't know. It could be a number. But Mussomeli, I did some reading on it. They say it's very safe. It's a town of about 10,000, which means it has restaurants and there's a lot of, within an hour and a half, any direction you'll find Agrigentos, like an hour and a half to the west, which is a great place if you like architecture and history. It's some really good Greek. It was a Greek colony, and so there's all kinds of Greek temples and ruins and very cool. We went through Agrigento eons ago when we were kids, and then there's the Scala di Turchi, the Turkish steps, I guess they call them. It's this rock formation on the side of this cliff.
Scala. That's
Scala.
the word for step, or ladder.
Yeah. And it might be a different word, but that's kind of, you get the gist.
And also, if you're former military, they have Sigonella, Sicily, where they've got a Navy base.
There you go. And now, how far where's Sigonella? That's east, isn't it? We went to Sigonella. I can't even remember. It was dark when we went there. I don't even know how we got there. Anyway, go ahead.
I think it's further. It's kind of south from the port. When you land, you got to go a little bit further south on the.
Yeah, that's is that Navy or Air Base?
I thought it, Steve. Correct.
I'm looking it up right now.
I'm pretty sure it's Navy, but it could be Air Base.
Yeah, it was a small base back.
It's a Navy base.
Navy base. Okay.
But anyway, if you got the ID card or whatever, Navy,
and Naples would be, like an overnight kind of a thing. Naples
it's a naval air station.
There you go.
Both right, Mike.
Well, that never happens. Usually I'm right. Chris is usually wrong.
Yeah.
So that's a win for you, Chris.
Yeah, that's a point for me.
But but Sicily is really unique and fascinating in the sense of there's a lot of a mix of you're not far from Malta, which is really cool. So you could literally drive a couple hours to the east, take a ferry to Malta. Malta's, I think, 35 miles off the coast of the southern part of Italy. Malta's very cool, was run by the English. So Malta's a hop, skip, and a jump away. So there's a lot too. And Africa's not far. I don't know. The thing is, if you want to fly in and out of Sicily, I think Palermo's the place you fly in and out of. And Palermo's 2.5 hours to the north, due north of
now that's the one thing is, being able to airfare, like where we are, it's only a 2-hour drive from Rome. So, you know what I mean? And you can get to Rome from anywhere. I'm looking up where Sigonella is. It's an air base.
Oh, now
That's
it's an air
great.
base. Oh, okay.
It's changing as we speak.
Well, it's a Navy air base, which actually we had one here in Chicago. It's inland on the East Coast, not near. It's way south of Messina, where you cross over.
Right. So it's along that southern coast somewhere. Yeah, we went there eons ago, and I spent a couple of days there, but it was a small base. But anyway, I think a lot of these places you really have to figure out what kind of experience you're looking for. Do you want to be somewhere that has a little bit more of a moderate? I think it'd probably be a little bit more moderate temperature in the summer. And then the winters are going to be colder because I think it's like 800 or 900 meters above sea level. And the thing is, these type of towns you're going to find are a little bit more, or not even a little bit. It's going to take an effort to get there and leave. You're going to have, you get your transportation, your ducks in a row. But as far as an experience, I think of immersing yourself in the culture, this would be a fantastic place for someone that really wants an adventure. They do have these what I would call, the dollar or €1 homes. And I'm going to sneeze.
It's a trap, Michael.
Yeah, that's probably true. Once you're there, you're there. But immersing yourself in the culture, these little and like going to Guardia where Steve was really it's very cool. I mean, I think that kind of you have to be looking for something like that. If you're looking, but I was going to say they have apartments that are ready to go for about €20,000 and up. You can find all kinds. So if you wanted to buy a place that you didn't have to fix up, stuff is inexpensive there.
But if you only had $1, you can still go.
Anywhere from $1, €1 up to 20,000, you get a place to live, a place to lay your head. Yeah.
But the one thing is, and this is, speaking from, we lived there for 2.5 years, so we really gave it the old college try.
Yeah.
But I just didn't like the whole retirement thing. I needed something more. So I'm working back in Chicago. But I think most, this is I'm generalizing, and that the Italian experience is really wonderful. But I think as Americans, it's sort of like the 3 months I was telling Chris, you can go to Italy for 3 months at a stretch with no visa, and then you have to be gone to what's called a non-Schengen country. So you have to go, a non-Schengen would be the UK or the US or Canada. You can't go back to Europe because most of those countries are Schengen. They're part of the Schengen Agreement. So, but if you can go 3 months on, I was saying to Chris, you could go early spring to the beginning of summer, and then late fall to early winter, and you get the best 6 months in Italy.
Yeah.
You don't get the cold of the winter or the heat of the summer, and you're good. And if you have a house, I mean, our house costs us, I think, about $100 a month to keep the house, to have a property manager and pay the electric bill.
Yeah. And that's all you have to do.
And that's it. And if you can find a local or if there's an expat community, then there's somebody there that does property management.
Yeah.
And so, you can find somebody. But the 3 months on, 3 months off is really, it's the way to go.
Yeah,
in Africa, if you're in Sicily,
that's right. You could swim. You could just swim to Tunisia. It's only like what, 80 miles?
And Tunisia is non-Schengen. There you have it.
Win-win for everybody. They get a
you
tourist.
Could probably get a house in Tunis for like $100.
You probably get thrown in jail for 3 months.
Hey,
as long as I'm out with
all expenses paid.
You find a place to get thrown in jail and your time, and then go to Italy, take a break.
We're throwing you in jail for 2 weeks. No, it's got to be 3 months. I got to do 3. I got to do 3 months. Otherwise, it's going to start costing me.
What do I have to do to get 3 months?
I'll start now.
Start now. Tell me, what crimes can I commit to get a 3? So anyway, apart from all this insanity we're talking about, I love that idea.
Can you get conjugal visits when you're in jail in Tunisia?
Only from the other inmates.
So, yeah.
Conjugal visits amongst yourselves. It's really scary, Anywho, let's not go there. Let's not wreck this whole video. Let's just wreck the backside of it. Yeah.
So was it Mussomeli you're talking about?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of homes for like €1, or is it
mostly? It's like the Centro Storico is kind of a thing. It's the center of the old part of the town where everything outside of that is newer. The Centro Storico, which is the ancient part of the city, is where these homes are. And so it's the same stories with Guardia and a lot of these, people tend to want to don't want to invest the money, and so they're moving to bigger cities, like Rome. I'm sure Palermo, the different places you could go. I don't know, Messina. I don't know what the big cities are in Sicily, but Palermo for sure. And people are just looking for jobs. Most of the jobs in these areas are agricultural, and you grow up on a farm. It's the last thing you want to do.
I love farming.
Oh, farming.
Each village has its certain requirements to, if you buy a home for €1, you have to homestead it. You have to, there's certain, restrictions and things you need to do.
Right. And so you'd have to find Mussomeli has their own. Chris is looking at a place up in east of Guardia. What, Zungoli?
Zungoli.
Yeah. And they have their own program. There's a place in Switzerland that'll pay you €100,000 if you move there and meet their requirements and everything. That's how desperate they are for people in some of these towns. And it's happening throughout Europe. I'm sure there's other places that it's happening to, but it's just fascinating.
It's the vaccine. They said the birth rate in Italy has dropped the lowest ever. So we need to go there and repopulate.
That's what they're looking for, right? That's why we're here. And
senior citizens to repopulate Italy.
Retired senior citizens.
That's right.
You want 4 or 5 wives? That's the place to go.
You don't even have to marry them, that's from what I heard.
Well, I didn't say that. Oh, that's true. I did say that. Wives.
But
girlfriend.
Oh gosh. I can't even keep track of one. The yeah. So this keeps going off track on the weirdest way. So yeah, forget that. Forget
it. Just don't
forget everything I said. That's right.
We never mentioned it.
You didn't hear it here. But it's if you could go and do the 3-month thing, to me that would be ideal. Get up in the morning. In my mind, I'm sitting down at some little cafe, and like when we were on Ischia, we got the cup of coffee that was like the size of a potted
bowl.
plant. Yeah. It was a cup of cappuccino. Rome, the cups were like a 2-ounce cup of cappuccino. Who
And
thinks this stuff up?
Steve was saying you get what, a gallon of wine for $1.50 where you were. I mean, a bottle of beer is like $2, I guess.
Yes, it's very inexpensive. So you know, if you wanted to buy a pizza and a glass of beer, will cost you 10 euros.
Well, the crazy thing is, Coke is more expensive than wine in Italy. Not in Rome, but in the South, where, you know what I mean?
Right, right. So you're better off drinking wine. It's cheap.
Well, that's what they told me, and I believed them.
Yeah.
Well, they actually everybody just collects plastic bottles, and so when we were at Orso Bar one night, they're pouring wine out of Coke bottles, and I was thinking, what? I said, "You guys, is this like a new flavor, Coke or something?" And he goes, "No, it's just the wine." You know, they're pouring it around. Big part of that was fun
because the vintners, the vineyards, and we had this one guy that we knew, Giovanni. Well, everybody, half the people in town are named Giovanni, but another Giovanni. We went to his house one night after being out, and we go into his garage, and he has a 600-liter cistern in his garage, a stainless steel tank, and he goes over to the bottom with a glass and he's pouring us. So
save on bottling.
Right, so that's why they have the Coke bottles. They just bring their plastic bottles and they fill them up, put the cap on, and take them back to the store.
And what is it? €2 a liter? Was that
less than that, like €1 to €1.50, depending on the wine. His wine was really horrible, but
that's why he had 800 gallons of it. Because
I thought, what the hell are you going to do with all this wine? It's terrible, but he liked it.
Yeah, they're like we are here in Salem. We find cheap wines. I mean, well, you know, we were at a family function a couple of years ago, and one of your relatives, Steve, had purchased some really nice wine. It was really very expensive bottle of wine, and Andrea, was very gracious and opened it. And but you drink these very expensive wines, and they're good. Not to say they're not good, but it's like you think, well, that's not like a lot different than that $10 bottle. I mean, it's a little bit better, but it's good wine.
We're gonna have to do our wine tasting show again, Mike.
Oh man, we're gonna have to do that. I found a box wine. It's called Cascadia here in Salem, and I'm sure it's somewhere. It's like a Washington blend, and it's $7 for a liter, and you get it in a like a milk carton kind
in
of
a Coke bottle.
That's why it's so cheap.
Behind Winn-Dixie.
Yeah, you buy it from a guy out of the trunk of his car, and it's like $8. It's $8 for a liter, and it's a really nice wine.
It tastes like wine.
It tastes like wine, and it's red. It's the same color as wine. It tastes like wine.
Gotta be good.
It's gotta be good. Anyway, I'm a cheapskate.
Well, a year ago, we had done a wine tasting show.
And let's do it.
We need to revisit that since we're pushing Italy. And Italy does make some quality wines.
Oh, they make great wine.
Well, the one that we get from Trader Joe's, Epicuro, it's $6 here in Chicago, $5.99.
The Aglianico. Yep.
It's Aglianico. It's from Puglia, the east coast of Italy. I mean, granted, it's not, something from the north or whatever, the Super Tuscans or whatever, but it's a really solid,
very nice,
easy drinking, and I like stuff that's easy to drink. I hate it when it's really hard to drink.
The only way they make it hard for Steve is they kind of put a different cap on it and it's
put a nipple.
Okay. We
digress.
This is a family show. All right.
No nipples.
Anyway, no nipples. What I was going to say was there are so many good wines in Italy that most people never get to experience. And if you like wine, I mean, it's been producing wines for 3,000 years. Who knows how long they've been doing it? For as long as people have been around in Italy. So they're good at it. They do a decent job. And we were up in Frascati right outside of Rome, and they had some white wines there that were just exceptional, really nice. really, really nice wines. And of course,
Yeah,
you know,
got these.
the one thing that threw me off in down in the South was the fact that they chilled their red wine. That just floored me. I just thought I had never heard of anybody doing that, but it's hot down there, and so you'd want, you know, want a cool drink.
The crazy thing is, when we were there in Guardia, in the summertime when it's really hot, the wines, they would chill the red wines.
Yeah.
Not with ice, but some people like it with ice. But I mean, in the summertime, just the cooler, it's just nicer. I don't know.
Yeah.
So we'll have to figure out how to do a wine tasting our next show.
Yeah.
We figured it out.
We figured it out. We just taste it.
We just taste it.
No,
we'll sometime maybe for a Christmas or Thanksgiving show, we can do.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun. And, you know, we could each buy our favorite Italian wine.
Yeah, or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Doesn't even matter. I mean, I like, you know, there's Southern French wines are great. Spanish wines are great. They're all, and they're inexpensive, which is nice.
So there's more to Sicily and Italy other than wine. Not a lot more, but the history.
They have food. They have food too.
Food supposedly is good.
The arancini, the supli, the arancini supli.
Yeah.
Margarita. I mean, just the
meraviglioso.
Yep. The whole thing. I mean, they've got, if you love, I mean, amazing scenery, amazing architecture, history. I mean, you got it all in Italy. Obviously, there's history everywhere you go, but it just, I think it's grand. That's what I think. There's a lot of.
If you're interested, you can. There's going to be description below. And it'll tell you Mussomeli and what to do, what we talked about. And
if you just type Mussomeli into your search bar, that's the best way, because you'll get a cascade of information. You just pick and choose what you want to read about.
Right, you don't have to depend on us.
I mean, we want you to depend on us, but you don't have to. Let's face it, you're probably better off looking it up.
We're instant gratification.
That's right.
Whether you do your research.
If you're bored with instant gratification, you do your research.
So, well, I appreciate, Mike, all your research, in-depth knowledge on.
I spent minutes
this
on
week.
this show.
And that's where actually General Patton had landed in Sicily and moved up north through Italy. So, World War II history.
Now, the question I have, Chris, and you're ex-military, Steve, why land in Sicily? Was it because that's where the Germans were, or why didn't they just land on the boot?
Well, it's kind of a long story, but actually it was actually not supposed to be the main thrust to take over Berlin. It started out as kind of get the Germans to move their forces so they could do the invasion in France and all this. So it was just kind of
it was a feint kind of a thing.
Maneuver.
Well, they did land in Gallipoli, which is on the heat.
That was that World War One. The big battle in Gallipoli was World War One.
Yeah, Gallipoli was World War One. This is World War II, and
I'm confused.
At first,
that's how old I am.
He's still on World War One. He's so old.
That's what he served. I served in World War II. But anyways, I mean, Patton and Montgomery going up through Sicily. Why they landed exactly in Sicily? Well, fortifications were a lot less because the Germans were fortifying.
Right, up through the center of Italy,
and things like that. So it was kind of it looked like an easy, just get distraction, but it turned into the main thrust to all the way to Rome. So,
wow,
pretty cool story.
And as I'll throw in a caveat, the next time you go, and Chris, if you go to Guardia in December, you should go to Monte Cassino.
It's on my list of things. And Anzio. Anzio was where they did a thing in Anzio.
Cassino, just going up there, when you're sitting on top of the mountain, you get, when you're up there, I mean, when you're looking up, it's awesome. But when you're there and you have control of the entire valley, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, that's one of the spots. I've been there once, but it was at night. You couldn't see anything.
Why? Was it dark?
Yeah, it was dark. They didn't tell us it would be dark in Italy.
All right, you guys. Thanks.
Hasta la vista. So next one is a wine tasting show.
That's right.